You are asking now that how do our failures shape our success? You see, our failures shape our success in ways that success alone never could. They are the raw lessons life uses to mold us into stronger, wiser, and more grounded versions of ourselves. Whenever we fail, we are actually forced to confront our weaknesses, to rethink our approach, and actually develop what I call resilience. You see, there's a direct correlation between failure and success. This seems more like a paradox because every success depends on our failures in life. It doesn't seem right due to the fact that failure is the opposite of success. That is, one does not fail, if one does not fail in a particular quest, then the person will likely not succeed. Even if the person succeeds, the success may not be elaborate, may not be bountiful. Each setback becomes what I call feedback. It shows us what doesn't work and pushes us to adapt. Failure is more like a mirror that tells you who you need to become in order to win. That tells you things you need to do. That feed back your wrongs. It shows us what doesn't work and pushes us to adapt. Without failure, we'll never truly understand persistence and innovation. In Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill wrote a full chapter on persistence. And persistence does not categorically mean consistency, just consistently doing the same thing. No, persistence is simply consistency plus experimentation. Without failure, we'll never truly understand persistence and innovation. We are going to stop at that first obstacle, at that first thing, and you will stop. You cease to continue doing that thing. One thing that failure also does is that it humbles us. It strips away pride and teaches us patience. It teaches us empathy and gratitude for the process rather than just the result. In fact, you see, the more successful you are at a particular thing, that people are calling you boss at that thing, that people are calling you master at that thing, the more you would have failed at that thing. A wise man used to say, if you want to succeed faster, then you need to double your failure rate. You need to fail faster. Because in the pursuit of success, that is when you learn the nitty-gritties of being successful in your chosen quest. Our failures have a way of shaping our success in the sense that the things that you do or the actions that one takes and did not yield result is what we now regard as failure, while the action that yield result is what we now know as success. So if you have taken some actions that actually did not yield result, you would have known those ways that won't work. Just like Thomas Edison said. Thomas Edison, the one that created the bulb, he said he had people said he has failed 1,000 times, but he eventually got it at 1,001 times. Do you know the response that he now gave people is that he has only learned how not to produce bulb, how not to produce bulb 1,000 times, and he has learned how to produce it the once. Many successful people will tell you that their biggest breakthroughs came right after their biggest breakdowns because failure refines our mindset, it toughens our mindset, it shapes the legend you are going to become tomorrow. But the most important thing is for you to learn, is for you to learn, is for you to learn in that failure. What made you fail? Who do you need to become? In essence, what am I trying to say is that success is not the absence of failure. In fact, it is a step. It is a step towards success. Just like this guy that I used to listen to, Frank, said, he said, in life, how it is being designed is that at first you first crawl, then the second time you will wobble. Wobbling is that you try to stand, but you won't be able to stand. Again, you wobble again. Again, you try to stand, yes. Then later you now try to run. You can't just run straight. There is need for failure. Every mistake adds a layer of wisdom that you are going to learn. Every rejection strengthens your resolve. And every loss prepares you for the moment when everything finally clicks. So tell me, how do your own failure shape your success?